In this section, we're going to go over the menu option in Setup called Security Groups. This is where you can create a group that gives or takes away rights to a user that has access to your software. I'm going to work in this office called Newport Beach Organic Dentistry. So I click on that office. I let the screen refresh. And here is listed all of the existing groups for this office. If I want to add a new group to the office, I click the blue button at the bottom, Add New Group. I work with the required field group name and I give it a name. So this one I'm going to call it Front Desk. And then pretty much I work my way down this checklist. Right now all rights are checked. So if I were to simply click Save, this group called Front Desk would have rights to do absolutely everything. You can work this screen in a couple of different ways. You can leave everything checked and then just uncheck what you do not want them to be able to do. So in this case, I'm going to leave everything checked and simply uncheck Delete option. So I do not want them to delete an existing appointment. You'll see that the groups are sectioned by categories of the software. Appointments, patient. Now I'm going to work on the patient section and I'm going to uncheck delete notes, delete ortho payment plan, delete a patient, delete an insurance plan, delete a prescription, delete a payment plan. So pretty much what I would do is if you don't know what some of these options mean, I would leave it checked and be a little bit more astute or observant of those options that have the word delete. So I'm going to keep on scrolling down and you'll notice that this is listed in alphabetical order. Patient, D for delete, patient, E for edit. That would be the next place I would look as well. If you don't give them rights to delete, do you want to give them rights to edit? If you do, leave the checkbox there. If you don't, then uncheck it. So I'm going to scroll down and now I'm into the section outside of patient and in reports. Do you want the staff to be able to generate reports? If you do, leave the check boxes alone. If you don't, then uncheck what you do not want them to be able to generate. Remember, you can always go back and edit this later. So I'm going to scroll past reports and I'm going to move over to Setup. Setup is the place where I'd be a little bit more anal retentive and a little bit more of a control freak. I wouldn't want just anybody to be able to add a new account to the system. So I would probably uncheck a lot of, if not all of, the setup options. For employees that are not in management or owners of the practice. So again, if you want to, you can uncheck it. If you don't want to or you're not sure, you can leave it checked and then just be a little bit more vigilant in those areas that say delete. The last section after setup is transactions. That's entering in procedures and payments. And again, I'm going to be a little bit more diligent in the section that's called delete. Deleting a cash payment, deleting an insurance claim, deleting an insurance payment, deleting a patient payment. So you can uncheck those things that you do not want this staff member to do. And then again, remember, edit. The very last module is utilities. And again, this is like setup. Most people do not need access to utilities and it wouldn't harm them or stop them from doing what they need to do, except for those people that do your insurance claims in electronic format. In that case, then I would give them the option to batch claim processing full control. Otherwise, you can pretty much uncheck everything else and then simply click Save. And that's how you create a group within your office.